Welcome back to Crossover Code. Today, we're taking a look at the electriq 35-inch wide quad HD ultrawide gaming monitor, designed for the most immersive gaming experiences and crazy productivity. Let's start with the specs. This monitor boasts a 3440 by 1440 resolution and has an aspect ratio of 21:9. So if you have a machine powerful enough to run this, your gaming experience will be absolutely incredible. It also has a 1800R curve, which means you'll be fully experiencing your movie or the games you're watching. And also it has very little blurring and distortion at the edges, which is very surprising considering the price. For the more gaming side, it features a 100Hz refresh rate and a 2 millisecond response time. So your games will look ultra smooth and you'll be able to react quickly when playing that difficult Warzone game. I would say I would have wished it was a 144Hz monitor, but 100Hz should be more than enough. I have a 1070 and my games tend to go around 140 frames per second, so 100Hz monitor works for me. I know I said this is a gaming monitor, but if you're a photo or video editor, I know color accuracy is crucial for you guys. Unfortunately, I won't recommend this to you guys just because it's an 8-bit panel. For most video editors, you need something around 10 bits or above if you have that type of money. And this, like I said, this is only an 8-bit panel, so the colors aren't too accurate. Now this monitor does have HDR, which in general means that you get a greater difference between the lighter parts of the image and the darker parts of the image, resulting in more detailed images and videos. That's in general. This monitor has HDR10. While it does have the effect of differentiating between the lighter and darker parts of the image, it has a singular look throughout the entire image. But think of it as a filter. It's just one solid look throughout the entire image or video that you're watching, which isn't what you want. If HDR is really important to you, I recommend the more expensive options. It does look amazing, don't get me wrong, the monitor looks great, but if HDR is something that's super important to you, I would not recommend this monitor. Now that the technical stuff is out of the way, let's get into the build quality. Now this monitor has a very strong monitor stand. It's very heavy duty, it's metal, and the stand is adjustable so it can go higher and lower, and it can tilt towards you or away from you. However, it doesn't swivel left or right, which is kind of annoying. With that said, it does kind of move a little bit, which I think might actually be a design flaw. I've tightened the screws quite a few times and it still has a swivel effect despite not being able to swivel. So that is something you want to look out for. Now this monitor has relatively thin bezels, meaning while you're gaming or working, the bezels won't be in your way or distract your viewing. However, that being said, the bezels do get quite hot, even hot to the touch if you rest your finger on it a few seconds. So perhaps they should have used a different kind of material for this, but it doesn't really bother me too much. I just wanted to let you guys know. Now the screen itself, I'm not sure what panel this is actually. I'll put it up here, but it is a beautiful image. It looks great. It's like I said, 3440 by 1440. It's good resolution, so I don't think I have any complaints about the image quality itself. It's not the most aesthetically pleasing monitor. It's just a grey bezel on the outline and a bit of black somewhere. So it doesn't look like the most gaming monitor with the reds and the blacks as the likes of MSI do. But it looks good enough, I guess. The ultrawide, the fact that it's an ultrawide, really, that's really what you focus on the first time you see it. You don't really focus on the bezels and such. So it does look good to me at least. Now at the back of the monitor you get a dial which allows you to switch the input source and go on the menu, which you can change the brightness, contrast ratio, also look at the resolution and the refresh rate you're running just to double check. You'll also reset the monitor, turn on HDR and FreeSync if you have an AMD FreeSync compatible GPU. The menu is pretty good. Sometimes it's a bit finicky because there isn't such an OK button. You just have to hover over a specific field before it actually does it. I would have preferred maybe a small button on the side to click OK. I feel like that's more usable, at least for me. Sometimes I'm trying to click on a field and I end up turning the monitor off, so perhaps a button somewhere would have helped. Now as for connectivity, it has 3 HDMI ports and 1 DisplayPort. For you to run 100Hz, you have to use the DisplayPort, and it also has a USB and an audio out jack. One thing I do have a problem with is the power cable. Now the power cable is located to the side, which for one is far away from my PC, which isn't bad. It kind of depends on where you place your machine, whether on the left or the right. But the biggest problem is because it's on the side, looping your cable around, there's a lot of tension on the cable, so the cable dips and falls off quite a bit. The power cable isn't too secure, so maybe having the industry standard of a cable plug upwards towards the monitor would have been better rather than put it on the side. It's just one thing that really bugs me a lot, because the power cable falls out quite a bit, maybe when I'm moving stuff, which is kind of annoying. Nobody really wants that, so that's probably one thing that I'm not too happy about with this monitor. Now let's talk about my personal experience with this monitor. So far it's been absolutely great. I use this monitor mainly for gaming, but also working as well. It is a very bright monitor. Sometimes I have to decrease the brightness because it does get quite bright. But I guess when it comes to gaming, that's more of a pro than a con. You can really see everything. Like the fact that this monitor is so big and the curve allows you to see things that most people wouldn't see with a smaller monitor, which could improve your gaming performance. The curved screen makes it very comfortable on the eye, as I said before. The image is super crisp and super detailed. 1440p monitors, they do really well for me. If you're someone that's into gaming and want impressive, excellent image quality, then you really have that. electriq really did a great job with this monitor, definitely. So my final thoughts: if you're a hardcore gamer and you just like to play games all day every day, I would 100% recommend this monitor. It's got crisp image quality, great detail, very bright, very wide as well, with curves. It's got all the hallmarks of a gaming monitor except the red and black colors everywhere. If you're more on the productivity side, I still would recommend the monitor. However, I'd recommend considering other options because there are some features that this monitor has that most monitors don't. For example, the fact that it can't swivel left and right is one thing that slightly bugs me, but for the most part it doesn't really affect me. So there you have it. That is the review of the electriq 35-inch ultra-wide gaming monitor. It's a really great monitor and I would definitely recommend it. If you liked this video, please like it. As always, if you didn't like it, be that guy and dislike it. And if you loved it, please subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.